From Kingsway Regional High School, we've got Thursday night basketball in the Tri-County Conference as two big schools looking to continue their proving seasons in the Tri-County square off. It's the Timber Creek Chargers and the Kingsway Dragons. Hello, everybody. I'm Dan Wilkins. I'm joined by Sam Goldberg. And Sam, this is going to be a good matchup between two teams that one is one game under 500, the other is 10-4. But the real big thing about Kingsway was that this is a season that has exceeded expectations. They went 23-6 last year, lost a lot of their seniors, including Desir Williams-Bay and others, but they now bring back a new core that has led this team to a 10-4 start.
Absolutely, this Kingsway team, probably one of the hotter teams right now in the Tri-County Conference. Winners of 7 of their last 8 games, and that's thanks in part to Terrence Collier Jr. I mean, he is just a dominant presence on the inside. He can get to the free throw line. He wreaks havoc, and then once a team collapses on him, kicks it out, and there's shooters ready to shoot for this Dragons ball club. But when you look at Timber Creek, it says 6-7 on the year so far. But when you look at their last 2 games, losses to Atlantic City and Deptford as well, just 3-point losses. So yeah, it says 6-7 on their record, but it's not a 6-7 that you think it's an up and down season. It's more of a got to find ways to close out basketball games.
Well, we last saw Timber Creek on January the 5th versus Woodbury. They won that game by 2 points. We last saw Kingsway on January the 10th versus Warren Hills. They won that game in a thriller. We saw Nick Conklin hit a game-winning shot on that end of the floor with 2 seconds left to win it 58-57. So for Kingsway, yeah, they've got a lot to like. You were talking about TJ Collier. He's been to the charity stripe a lot. He shot over 100 free throws this season in just 14 games, but Kingsway wasn't exactly the biggest highlight of a program when Aaron Chrisman was the head coach here. This is Cosmic's 3rd season, and they're well on their way to having an above 500 record in all 3 seasons with Brian Cosmic at the helm. So there's a lot to like. But for Timber Creek, my guy to watch is Jerome Ford. He's a senior who can score a lot from inside, and Timber Creek's certainly going to have the advantage in the height department with guys like Jerome Ford and Jaden Bolds. Bolds scored 25 points when we saw him versus Woodbury. So Timber Creek, they're a team that's 6 wins, 7 losses, 1 game under 500, but they're certainly not the 6-7 team that would define a lot of seasons. You talked about Atlantic City. They've always been one of the best in the Cape Atlantic. Deptford is 12-2. They have been a real underdog story in South Jersey this year. But another guy that I want to watch for Kingsway is J.D. Johnson. He's somebody that doesn't shoot the ball a whole lot, but he's able to dish it out to his teammates like Collier and Witherspoon. When we saw Kingsway last, Collier did not play. He had a sprained ankle and missed about a week of action. But Kingsway, in the 3 games that he missed, went 3-0, and they're now winners of their last 5 in a row. So there's a lot to like about this matchup. They're not in the same division, but they're in the same conference, and these two teams are familiar with each other.
Should be a really good ball game, Dan. This is going to be a highlight here on a Thursday night.
Well, this will be our last basketball game before we may be snowed in for the rest of the weekend. But we do have 2 games up north on Saturday. But with that being said, we'll take a quick break. Basketball players are on the floor. Layup lines are just wrapping up. It's Tri-County Big School basketball on this Thursday night. Timber Creek and Kingsway coming up right after this.
6'3" senior, number 4, Jaden Bowles. At center, 6'4" senior, number 24, CJ Atkins. At forward, 6'4" senior, number 5, Jerome Ford. At guard, 6' senior, number 14, Jason McPherson. At guard, 6' sophomore, number 22, Amir Sapp. The Chargers enter tonight with a 6-7 record and are led by head coach Rich Bowles, assisted by Xavier Joyner. And now, for your starting lineups for your Kingsway Dragons. At guard, 5'9" senior, number 1, J.D. Johnson. At guard, 6' junior, number 2, Chase T. Thompson. At forward, 6'2" senior, number 3, Mateo Morini. At forward, 6' junior, number 4, Saul Witherspoon. At center, 6'5", senior, number 12, TJ Collier. The Dragons enter tonight with a 10-4 record and are led by third-year head coach Brian Kuzmic, assisted by Michael Orr, Joe Filippian, and Luca Kuzmic. Your officials for tonight's contest are Colin Murray.
Welcome back from the 295 corridor at Woolwich Township at Kingsway Regional High School. I'm Dan Wilkins, joined by the Robert Morris alum Sam Goldberg, as it's Thursday night basketball. Our last in South Jersey before maybe the 1.5 foot of snow might come our way. But for now, the attention focus is on the floor. Timber Creek on the left in their road white. Kingsway on the right side in their black home jerseys. It's taken to Jerome Ford. We are underway in Gloucester County. First possession goes to Jason McPherson. Timber Creek coming into this game one game under 500 at 6 wins, 7 losses. Kingsway a surprising 10-4 as this one goes up, no good. Rebounded by TJ Collier. We mentioned that we did not see Collier in Saturday's game back on the 10th versus Warren Hills, as this one is off the front of the iron. Looked like ref called it a long two, but it doesn't go anyway. Ford with a hook pass that doesn't go. Johnson tries to spear one in, now stepping back from beyond the three-point arc. And now goes back out to Timber Creek in the near corner. Amir Sapp is there, moving up with the right hand, and it lays. Jason McPherson with the first basket of the evening here in Woolwich Township.
McPherson's got such a quick first step. He's a killer when he gets into that lane. Defenses collapse, and he can dish it off, but he's got a really good finish inside.
We're going to have a foul here. First of the day, it will be against Timber Creek. Yeah, I mean, I saw McPherson there moving into the basket. I saw Timber Creek was, moving their offense a lot beyond the three-point arc. Instead there, they decide to move it inside, get the easy layup. As Kingsway gets the ball back and retains possession after the foul. J.D. Johnson is there. Only one shot attempt from Kingsway in the first minute, 15 so far. They'll add another one as Collier spins, fires, no good. Rebound pulled down by Atkins. Goes back near corner on the baseline, steps in, and it's turned over. Taken by Matteo Marini. And Johnson loses it. Timber Creek ball.
Just a little indecisiveness there. If he wanted to pass it into the middle to Collier, just kind of got caught there, and it ultimately led to the turnover. That little quick indecisiveness right there.
Yeah, and that indecisiveness can change a lot. I mean, Kingsway's a high-scoring offense. They will attempt a fair amount of 3 points in the game, and we talked about it before we even started, that the Tri-County Conference is built around a lot of big guards, or big forwards rather, when it comes to the big schools. The Royal, which consists of Kingsway, guys like Gloucester Catholic, Clearview, Washington Township, they've got a lot of big players, a lot of big-name guys. As this one fires inside, Atkins tries to get it. Not a lot of dribbling on that possession, but it counts just the same as Atkins gets it to go, and the Chargers have a 4-0 run to start this game.
It's good passing to break down that 2-3 zone that Kingsway started out with. You saw Amir Sapp kind of collapse in there in the middle, and that allowed the open space for Atkins to have an easy deuce.
Yeah, Atkins and McPherson, the two baskets so far, as Johnson feeds it out to Thompson. Gets a screen from Johnson, moves out to the top of the key, spins around. Marini with a spin cycle basket. He's got his first of the day. It's Kingsway's first of the evening, and they now trail 4-2. Almost 3 minutes into this ball game and only 6 points. And one of the things that is obviously a reason for that is not having a shot clock. We saw yesterday that the NJSIAA is putting a shot clock up to a full membership vote, as there's a 3 knocked down by Bolds. It's 7-2. They're putting that up for a vote for as recently, or I should say as soon as the 2027-28 season. So that would be really interesting if it gets implemented, but no vote on that will be until May. As Collier turns it over, Timber Creek, the Chargers are on the charge, but instead we've got a foul as Timber Creek tried to get their way to the basket. Instead, Jerome Ford got tangled up. It is Kingsway's first foul. It is charged against Witherspoon.
Timber Creek's doing a good job of just going north to west on the basketball court. They're doing a good job of spreading out Kingsway, spacing, pacing. They're come out fast and furious here, and Kingsway's trying to catch up right now.
Yeah, Kingsway, obviously, they've been winners of 5 straight. They know how to win. They know how to win by a lot. They know how to get a lot of wins on the board. They're 6-0 in the Tri-County Royal. They lead that division outright, as they have 2 teams at 500 at 7-7 and a handful of teams below them. As this one gets turned over by Timber Creek, couldn't get the shot to fall. Goes back out. Witherspoon almost lost it in the corner. Pulls up Marini for 3. Good. Matteo Marini knocks it down. He's got all 5 points for Kingsway. And halfway through the first quarter, it is now 7-5 as the Dragons eke their way back into this one after an early 5-point deficit. Goes back out to the corner for Bolds. Back to McPherson. Again, both of these teams just trying to find their way early in what could be a high-scoring affair as there's another turnover in the paint. J.D. Johnson will reset. He's guarded by McPherson. Out on the right wing, Collier pulls up from 12, and it's no good. Goes back out to Witherspoon. Marini moves in. He loses it, and that one goes out of bounds. Kind of fished it out. It is Timber Creek ball. They say that went out on the near sideline, and it touched Kingsway last. So Kingsway wanted to say that it was touched by Timber Creek, but the refs disagreed. And with 3:12 and counting left in the first quarter, Timber Creek leads this one 7-5. Moving over inside, over the heads of everybody, went past Jerome Ford rather, and ends up trickling out onto the Kingsway sideline.
Right idea, just too much mustard on that pass. Sometimes those are the hardest passes to make, are the ones where you got a player wide open.
Ford stomps his feet, can't get it to fall. Ford rips away the rebound, but a jump ball is called. Brian Kuzmic wanted to travel. But, Sam, when we were watching the pregame warm-ups, Timber Creek had a couple of minutes to themselves on the floor before Kingsway came out for layup lines, and they were doing full-court rushes. What they would do is they would have 3 people on the floor. They would have 1 stand on each baseline. They would have 1 at the center. They would all just sprint. And they were able to get from one end of the floor to the other in like 4 or 5 seconds. And it was incredibly impressive. I hadn't seen a team do that before, and it really showed that Timber Creek's got a lot of athleticism as J.D. Johnson knocks down the shot to tie the game.
Yeah, very uncharacteristic warm-up, really for Timber Creek. I mean, when you have the court to yourself and you want to try and get the legs moving, especially being on a bus traveling here for a little bit, to get the legs loose and warmed up, whatever you can do to get to have a benefit on the court.
Ford back out left wing as he gathers it. The high arcing 3 stalls out. Ford gets it back, and he is fouled on his way up. We were talking about the Tri-County Royal. Let's take a look at the stats for the Tri-County Royal standings on the left side of your screen. Kingsway leads. Gloucester Catholic and Clearview are tied for second at 7-7. Williamstown on a hot winning streak with their new transfers coming in. They're 6-8. GCIT is 5-7, and Washington Township is 4-10, although they've picked up some big wins lately. But, again, you're talking about big forwards. Gloucester Catholic has Charlene Fafana. GCIT has C.J. Suarez and Charlie Donaldson. Clearview has Darren Riddick and Luke Palecchia. There's a lot of great names in that Tri-County Royal Division, and Washington Township, even though they're 4-10, they have Jackson Chudzinski and Dominic Aquilino as well. There's a lot of big forwards around, and it's kind of like in college basketball, how there's conferences that are known for pushing the pace. There's conferences that are known for slowing it down, or there's conferences that are known for athletic guards or three-point shooting, whatever it may have you. The Colonial Conference is mostly known for a lot of three-point shooting. The Olympic Conference is known for a lot of heavy defense and really dragging out the possessions. But here in the Tri-County, it's pretty split between the big schools and the small school divisions. As that ball doesn't go from 3. Jerome Ford on the last possession made 1 of 2 from the foul stripe. Timber Creek now leads 8-7. Feeding it out. How about this for a nice move? Pulls up, too short. Trying to rip down the rebound. Can't get anything on that one. It goes to half court. Moving this one up. Ford up off the glass and good. Jerome Ford able to make that one fall. A really efficient basket that time for Timber Creek. They weren't really able to field the ball cleanly for most of it, but by the time they did, they were already underneath their own basket, and they're able to pick up 2 points.
Ford's got 4 straight right now for Timber Creek. Nice little run here after allowing Kingsway back in the game. Ford was patient on that finish, too, and got the easy deuce. This has been a good matchup right here, Ford and Collier Jr. Collier's rushed
again.
A little bit.
Up. Oh, took a hard fall. He's able to get up quickly, though. There's 40 seconds left in the first quarter. Going up, trying to draw the charge. Didn't get it. Kingsway kind of put his man on the line there to try to draw the charge, but neither did they get the call or did Timber Creek get the basket. So goes back to J.D. Johnson. Under 30 seconds now in the first quarter. Relatively low-scoring affair, though, as Timber Creek leads by 3, 10-7. Bolds and Ford with 3 each for the Chargers. Man down. They sent him to the ground. Here comes Collier up. 12 seconds. Can't get it. Too strong. Last chance for Timber Creek possibly as they bring this one up. Heavy traffic. That's an Blocking foul. No offensive foul. And Jerome Ford's needing some help up off the floor from his teammates there, as with 5 seconds left, they do call this a blocking foul. And how about that? This is going to be Jerome Ford back at the line. What did you see there? Did you see an offensive foul?
Initially, yes, but the defender started to lean back a little bit before the contact. Can't do that as a defender. That'll get you a blocking call every time. You just got to stand still like a statue.
Yeah, that's what makes the great charge drawers great, is that they can be, like a statue. They can be stoic in their ways, and if they don't move, if you don't bend or break, you're going to get that call. But you're absolutely right. If he starts to bend back, then that's going to be a blocking foul every time. Ford made his first. He's got 4. Matteo Marini leads Kingsway's scoring with 5. 5 seconds, 4-point game, and you can make that a 5-point game, 12-7. Gets a last chance. Thompson will run out of time, but he gets it off, and he got it. Buzzer beater. A mid-range shot by Chase Thompson sends us to the end of the first with a buzzer beater, as it's Timber Creek 12, Kingsway 9 at the first break of the evening from Woolwich Township. We'll take a break and be back in just a moment. One quarter down, 3 to go. This broadcast is brought to you by Harper Driving School. Over 90% of students who take their New Jersey State driving test with Harper pass on the first attempt. Book an appointment today at Suite 4 of the Total Turf Complex in Pittman at 614 Lambs Road, just minutes from Route 55. We're back here from Woolwich Township at Kingsway Regional High School. I'm Dan Wilkins, joined by Sam Goldberg. And Sam, one of the big stories of the first quarter, TJ Collier hasn't had any luck from the field. He's 0 for 6 from the field so far as Timber Creek leads by 3.
Yeah, right now Jerome Ford's getting the best of this matchup so far. He's playing aggressive once TJ Collier gets the basketball, but then allows him to have a little space, and I feel like Collier's rushing a little bit.
Ford moves in. That one's going to hit the top of the backboard. It hits the wire, and it's a turnover.
Kind of like that. See how Ford kind of rushed a little bit there, had the space, then collapsed, and threw up a wild one. That's kind of been the story on what Collier Jr. has done so far in the first quarter. And
you saw it on the other end of the floor that time. It's, again, Timber Creek leads by 3. Jerome Ford is 3 for 4 from the foul stripe today, and he has 5 points, leads the Chargers in their scoring output. As back at the top of the key, moved it over, and Thompson is blocked. Thompson made that buzzer beater to end the first. As now trapped in the corner, he gets it out to Conklin, the hero of when we saw Kingsway last versus Warren Hills. As Joe Steck on the floor, the freshman, he goes up and in. David Orovitz, the quarterback for Kingsway football, gets that one to fall.
Just appearing in his 4th game is Orovitz.
And only 5 points in his senior year. So getting some quality minutes for the Kingsway quarterback, 6'4", threw for over 2,000 passing yards in his senior season, where Kingsway went 10-2. But it's 12-11 as Kingsway is getting some valuable buckets here. Thompson on the far corner, nice spin around. He creates some space, long 2, can't go.
Had a man wide open in the corner, just couldn't see him.
Yeah, well, we're also atop everybody else in hindsight. It's 2020. As here comes a rebound by Orovets. Comes back down for Johnson, another member of the Kingsway football team. I mean, listen, I went to a Group 1 school. I went to Audubon, graduating class 124. I think a lot of people don't realize that even in the big schools, it is pretty common to see multi-sport athletes here in South Jersey like Johnson and Orovets. It's a great thing to see. As Matteo Marini knocks down another basket, Kingsway's got the lead, 13-12. But, you know, in the small schools, it's almost encouraged, or it's almost, you know, it is really, really encouraged to see multi-sport athletes. But a lot of these athletes have, you know, great willpower and the ability to train throughout the year, and we're seeing more and more of them take up a second or third sport. Ford got fouled by Marini on his way up, and for the third time in the first half, Jerome Ford will go to the charity stripe. One shot ties it, 2 shots takes the lead for the Chargers.
Ford just being aggressive, knowing he's got the height advantage on the inside with the unit that's out there for Kingsway. Gets himself another trip to the line. He's having a good season from the stripe, 81%. Coming into this game, he was 46 of 57 from the free throw line.
Had 100 free throws in his junior year, shot 69%, and is 117 for 161 in his career. That's a 72.6% mark for the 6'5" senior. But you can see why he gets to the line a lot. He's a very physical forward, a guy who's going to go up and is not afraid to go up in traffic. As Thompson will have to advance the ball here. They get it not past midcourt yet. Now Witherspoon does, or Thompson rather. 5:30 left in the first half. Only 26 points total, 13 apiece. Out to the far corner. Conklin moves over. The sophomore hooks it out. Top of the key. 3, too strong. And rebounded by Timber Creek. Ford will take this one up again. Now on the right wing, feeds it out to the left side. Tries to get a little bit more on it for Sean Hammond, the sophomore. Ford pushes off and gets it in. Again, just some fantastic physicality from Jerome Ford, as he's able to pick up now 8 points for the senior. He leads both teams as here comes Collier. Corner 3. No good again. Just not getting any luck. Oh, Collier just got bulldozed. It's out on the far sideline. Where will this one go? It's going to be Kingsway ball. Wow. Collier, again, just in his third game back from an ankle injury that he suffered versus Delsey on January the 8th. He missed about a week's worth of action. He's now back on the floor, and he's not getting any mercy from his opponents.
Now, it's been a very physical game so far. Ford's been up to the task. Collier, I don't like him settling for a 3. He's only got 11 made three-pointers on the season. Needs to be dominant on the inside.
Here's another 3. Matteo Marini picking up the slack. He's got 9 points. An excellent performance so far from the senior guard, 6'1", 185. He's made 24 three-pointers this year going into the game, and 133 points in 14 games for an average of 9.5. So he's already met that tonight. A block. Witherspoon picked it up from inside. We're down to 4 minutes left in the first half. Moving over to the left. Sliding over is Conklin. Conklin feeds it out Witherspoon. He stutters a little bit. Now a wide open 3. No good. Those are the shots that hurt the most. A wide open 3 that does not fall. Thompson's going to get another chance. Marini again, this time too short. Had to shoot it through double traffic as that one goes out onto the scorer's table. And Rich Bolts is going to want a 30-second timeout, and he'll get it. So the Chargers take a quick break, and so will we. 15-16, Kingsway leads by 1 over their buddies from Blackwood. We'll be right back in just a moment. Welcome back. We were talking about Kingsway and their run as they've trailed by a little bit in the early going, but they're now getting back into the swing of things. They lead this one by 1 from the Kingsway South Gym. As back at the top. Oh, he almost pulled up that time. Would have been a bold move. He doesn't take it, though, as it goes back over. That's McPherson there. He's taking his sweet old time.
Little switch in the 2-3. Collier now goes to the middle.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, Collier, again, he's the biggest guy on this team. And he was right alongside Kai Tale last year for Kingsway, the 6'6" senior. As Ford backs out of it, fires it across the floor, and it gets intercepted. Coming back the other way is Sar Witherspoon. Goes up, takes a step, no good. As Kingsway went through all of that, got the interception, got the steal, but could not get a basket. As now pulling up, gets this one back out. Ford goes back over, right hand, that's no good. A lot of contact, a lot of hands all over, and that's a foul.
It's a great job there by Ford to follow up his miss after the Euro step couldn't go. He's earning his trips to the free throw line. He's earning all of his points right now. He is unstoppable inside. Somebody's got to put a body on him.
Well, we mentioned TJ Collier shooting a lot of free throws. Jerome Ford might get there pretty soon. This is his 4th trip to the line in the first half. His first shot is no good. Subbing in the ball game will be Oravets.
For the Dragons, number 33, David Oravets.
It's the second foul on Collier.
Can't
have him get a third.
They'll have to be careful with him. I mean, right now, Kingsway will have to play pretty conservatively, I think, for the rest of this first half, second quarter. Just going into the locker room, I mean, listen, they can have the confidence to say that, yeah, we're playing pretty good right now, but we know that Timber Creek has a lot of weapons, has a lot of good guys on their team. And Brian Kuzmic, again, is a very level-headed coach. He's not going to be somebody that will mince words or will, give his team false expectations. He knows what his team is capable of. He knows what his team has the ability to do, and they're showing it on full display tonight. Matteo Marini really stepping up here. He gets the ball again, stops on it, can't get it to go. Witherspoon brings it down, blocked. Blocked hard just beneath the basket there by Jacob Room, the sophomore. And with 2:22, we're tied up 16 all.
Rome averaging about a block a game. Got up there. Timber Creek also putting in a sub as well. Cody Murphy standing at 6'5". They saw Collier's out of the game, so they're putting more height in. They have 3 guys on the floor that stand about 6'4" or taller.
Yeah, surprised at how many minutes Oravets is getting tonight. I mean, this is definitely a little bit surprising. When we saw Kingsway back on the 10th, obviously Collier was hurt, but Joe Steck was the one who started, and he played about half the game for Kingsway. So it's interesting to see how that might evolve.
Timber Creek in no rush right now, trying to break down this 2-3 defense.
But who knows? In 2027, this might be different. They might have to take a shot. That one gets bounced up off the back of the iron. Kingsway gets it back, and now they're going to go into a quick break. Marini to Witherspoon, back to Oravets. Oh, spinning around that time. Thompson had to save it. 90 seconds left in the first half. Underhand feed from Marini. Back over to the top. Marini has it after the pass from Thompson. Underhand feed to J.D. Johnson. Kingsway not really in a hurry either, although their offense is making it look like it. That ball got tipped by Room, but that was the last man to tip it, and it's out of bounds.
On that fast break, nobody wanted to take the shot there. Everybody was 2 pass first. Somebody's got to put a shot up there when you have numbers going the other way. Can't let 13. That height get back.
Here comes Oravets, back out to the top. Marini for 3. Matteo Marini, 13 points. Again, he only averages 9.5 points per game. He is doing quite spectacularly tonight in this first half as he gives Kingsway a 19-16 lead.
Reason why he shoots 47% from 3. He is lights out from beyond the arc.
45 seconds, Timber Creek with possession. They're probably going to hold on to this. They might want to make this the last possession, but they're doing everything that they can to hold on to it for as long as possible. As it goes back out to the top, a little back and forth between McPherson and Bolds. They'll now move in. Quick catch and shoot. No good. Tries to slam it up. Room goes, and Murphy goes down, and Brian Kuzmic calls a timeout. 24 seconds left in the first half. The Dragons and Chargers will talk it over. We'll take another break. 19-16.
30-second charge time.
Kingsway coming out of a timeout. That is their first charge timeout of the ball game, as with 24 seconds left. It's a 3-point lead for the Dragons. A somewhat low-scoring affair tonight, 19-16. Matteo Marini leads the scoring with 13. He has been phenomenal tonight.
Wouldn't be surprised if they try to go to him here on this last shot. Definitely, I would think Kingsway's holding for the last shot here. I would.
With no shot clock, no reason not to.
Exactly.
15 seconds.
I would expect this to go to Marini.
It's Thompson on top of the logo. 10 seconds. Back out. There's Marini. Near corner. No good. 5 seconds now. Last chance. They will get it off. Foul and one. Back to back. How about that? As a neat right-hand lay by Caden Blake draws the foul, and Timber Creek might just tie this thing before halftime.
Goes back to that drill that they did running the floor. Caden Blake was down the floor, no problem.
They got the ball with 4 seconds left, and they just tied the game going into halftime. Caden Blake, his first points of the night, are quite valuable ones, as Chase Thompson had a buzzer beater to end the first, and Caden Blake with a buzzer beater to end the first half. We'll take a quick break here in Woolwich Township. We're all tied at 19 apiece here in Tri-County Big School Basketball.
May is Mental Health Awareness Month. It is the responsibility of all of us to make sure that our friends, family, and anybody who we hold dear in our lives is feeling well. The problem with spotting mental health issues is that the symptoms aren't that obvious. Just because someone is okay or appears okay on the outside doesn't mean that they're okay on the inside. It's important that if they are in distress, that they call the right people and they get the help that they need.
And it is very important that we treat each other with respect, regardless of who you are or where you come from. But it is just as important that we treat ourselves with respect, regardless of the situation going on in our lives.
If you're in distress, you can call this number, 988, or you can visit any of these websites if you're not in distress, but would like to learn more information about mental health awareness and research.
Book Dog Pro Wrestling for your next event or outing for the greatest action that New Jersey Pro Wrestling has to offer. Any place, any time, any setting, Dog Pro Wrestling will bring the action to you, and you won't want to miss it for moments like this. But don't just take it from me. Take it from Max Mundo, the Dog Pro Wrestling ambassador.
This is Max Mundo with Dog Pro Wrestling. Are you a civic organization, sporting club looking to fundraise? Then look no further to Dog Pro Wrestling. We do grand openings, corporate events, and much more.
And why not from some of the wrestling talent themselves?
I'm Vinny the Fixer, and I'm the champion of Dog Professional Wrestling. If you want to book the best, come see us. We're the cream of the crop. We'll come to any fundraiser you can think of. Just name the place and we'll show up.
This is the upstanding Dylan Mesh, and for the entirety of my professional wrestling career, dog wrestling has been a mainstay for where I like to wrestle. So you can believe me when I say that it is quality. And I'm upstanding. I'm the only opinion you need.
Yeah! It's your boy Gabriel Hodder here with my man Matthew Oman, and if you want your events to be all fight, no flight,
then book Dog Wrestling so you can witness true primal fear. Woo!
In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
Welcome back to Kingsway Regional. It's been a low-scoring affair here in Woolwich Township. I'm Dan Wilkins, joined by Sam Goldberg. Sam, it's a 19-19 game tied at halftime. The story of the game for Kingsway has been Matteo Marini. The story of the day for Timber Creek has been Jerome Ford. It's been interesting because we did mention in the open that this division and this conference, really, when you look at the Group 3s and 4s, are dominated by power-scoring forwards. But today, the story for the Dragons is Marini, which is a sharp-shooting three-point guy.
Yeah, with TJ Collier, I mean, right now in that first half, he was just rushing. He wasn't letting the game come to him. He was trying to force his way into the game. And when you try to do that, you rush. You're strong on shots, and we saw a lot of that in the first half. An 0 for in the first half, no points on the board for him. I definitely look for him in this second half to calm down and settle into the game, take smart shots, because in that first half he was just forcing up way too many shots. But you said it, Matteo Marini, he's got 13 points. He's put the offense on his shoulders when they needed him the most. He's hit a couple of threes so far in this contest. Definitely look for him to keep going in this second half and keep the offense flowing through him potentially.
Well, what's been shocking is that the two leading scorers for Kingsway, Witherspoon and Collier, are both without any points. Johnson is 2, Thompson is 2, Orovets has 2, and then Marini has 13. So it's really been interesting how Timber Creek has all but shut down the two leading forwards for this Kingsway team. As Collier puts it up, no good.
It's a good shot. That's a smart shot by Collier.
I like that a lot.
Shot. That was an open shot, controlled. Ford, again, being aggressive on the other end.
We're going to get a foul here as Jerome Ford has basically been a foul magnet tonight, as, again, the foul will be on the floor. But just 20 seconds into the third quarter, we already see our first whistle.
That's the third foul on Collier. Definitely not what you wanted to see from him.
And they're already getting David Orovets ready to check in. As this ball comes out, Collier unable to field the rebound cleanly. It goes back to Johnson. Johnson with 2 points, as we mentioned, the football running back for this Kingsway Dragons team, led by Mark Hendricks. But Kingsway, again, they have exceeded expectations this year. Winners of 5 straight, 10-4. They've got a really fun non-conference matchup versus Lenape on Saturday the 24th. Lenape 11-2 for a majority of the first half of the season, was the #1 team in South Jersey, right alongside Cherry Hill East.
Those two clashed. That was an instant classic.
That was always an instant classic. And Lenape lost to Seneca on a buzzer beater from half court. As this one goes up, they call it cleanly. As now getting the stop that time is Marini. Stopped on a dime just shy of half court. And now driving this one up is Johnson. Feeds it to Witherspoon. Collier gets a look inside. Foul, no basket. And maybe TJ Collier will finally have his first chance, or finally have chance for his first points at the stripe here. 19-19. As we said, Witherspoon and Collier are without any points in this contest so far. 19-19, just about a minute and a half into this half, and no points yet.
Or if it's back on the bench, not checking in here for Collier. That's going to be a good sign right there for Collier to see one go in.
Collier does get his first. Kingsway takes the lead, 20-19.
75% free throw shooter.
Gets both. So TJ Collier gets the baskets to fall, both from the charity stripe, and it's 21-19.
In the last 10 years, he has the most free throw attempts taken in the first 15 games of play, 102 total free throws.
Yeah, he has been to the foul line a lot. It's honestly shocking that that was our first time seeing Collier at the line. There's a bit of a stutter pass that time. Had a little bit of hesitation, and Ford gets it to go. He's got 11 points. Jerome Ford, fantastic job for Timber Creek, but it really has been a two-man show for both of these teams. As now Johnson getting hassled here, back behind the three-point line, back behind the volleyball line, as Marini gets the pass from Johnson. Underhand feed, Collier goes up, fouled hard. And for the second time in as many minutes, he'll go to the stripe to shoot 2. And as you mentioned, Sam Orovets back on the bench, so we will be seeing more minutes. TJ Collier, though, is sitting on 3 fouls, so they'll have to be conservative with him really for the rest of the night. First shot is good. He's 3 for 3. This broadcast is brought to you by the Rowan College of South Jersey Athletic Department, the premier athletic department of community colleges in Region 19, with 3 straight national championships in baseball and a whole lot of other extremely powerful sports throughout the NJSIAA. Become an athletic recruit of the Roadrunners by visiting rcroadrunners.com. Oh, a good save to keep that one in the half-court lane as this one gets turned over to Collier. Up and in for Marini. Moving inside as Timber Creek's last-ditch effort to keep the ball in play falls short, and it ends in a basket as the Dragons are now up by 3.
Collier could have easily taken that ball all the way, but unselfish pass right there.
Now goes for the near corner. 3, game tie. Jaden Bolds knocks down his second three-point basket of the night. It's now 24-24, all tied up as Collier in a back-and-forth affair. This one gets turned over. Stopping on it. Kuzmic wanted to travel. It rolls out. Kuzmic with his hands over his head. He wanted that whistle there, just doesn't get it. Goes back to Bolds. Back to the top. McPherson taking his time, waltzing over the volleyball line. From the semicircle, he turns it over again. Here comes Marini, now to Johnson, up and in. J.D. Johnson gets Kingsway back in the lead. We have had a lot of lead changes in this game, but now Kingsway starting to get a little bit of a leg up, but still Timber Creek knocking on the door relentlessly as McPherson with a couple of passes back and forth between McPherson and Sapp. Sapp sets a screen. Goes back to Bolts. Inside. Good. We're tied up once again. C.J. Atkins gets the basket to fall.
Turnover.
Oh, got quick turnover here. Back to Sapp. Moving up and in. Forward foul. Just a lot of miscommunication on that play there. Kingsway really gave up a nice possession and instead gives it right up to Timber Creek, who ends up getting 2 shots here.
Timber Creek hasn't shown full court pressure. They surprised Kingsway with full court pressure there, set a perfect trap in the corner, got the turnover. Ford's back at the line again.
This is his 5th trip to the line. It feels incessant at this point. I mean, he's had a lot of trips to the foul line. As now Broom will check in.
Not capitalizing on free throws. It's one thing that both these teams aren't the greatest at. Kingsway at 67% as a team, 74%, a little bit better for Timber Creek from the stripe.
Ford makes it. He's got 12 points for the 6'5" senior. And halfway through quarter number 3, the Chargers take a 27-26 lead. Might not reach the scoring totals that we saw when Kingsway played Warren Hills. It was 58-57 as this one's up. Nice shot and in. Kuzmic has been very vocal about the referee's calls here, wanted a shooting foul. Unfortunately, none of his appeals are being listened to, kind of just turning their heads as here comes another 3, airballed it, saved by Johnson. I feel like both coaches here aren't too happy. We've seen Bolds and Kuzmic both kind of putting their hands up. We've got to travel here.
Thought that ball might have been tipped.
Kuzmic certainly thought so. But the travel stands, and now back into the ball game is Caden Blake, who had that and one to end the second. So we've had a buzzer beater to end the first, a foul and one to end the second. Curious if we're going to get a buzzer-beating 3 to end the third. Like, is it just going to get staggeringly better as the night goes on? Here comes the 3. Good! That is the 3rd triple, this time from the left wing by Jaden Bolds. And for the umpteenth time, the lead has been exchanged again. It's 30-28. Timber Creek, 3 minutes left in the third as Johnson takes this one. Big height disadvantage there between Johnson and Room. Jacob Room in the matchup. He's going to try to get him anyway as Marini spins around. Kingsway ball. And it went out of bounds on the right baseline.
Timber Creek has switched to a man defense here in the second half. They've really just not allowed anything on the interior here for Kingsway, forcing their offense to be on the perimeter.
Moving up and foul and one. It was a suspenseful shot, took a while to get down as TJ Collier has a chance for a three-point play. He has tied the game, a chance to take the lead. 30 all. Like we're at the U.S. Open, it's 30 all. Here comes the first shot, and the only shot, and it's good. 31-30. What do we say? I mean, this is a game that has had so many lead changes. Neither team has been able to get ahead. The biggest lead in this game by either team has been 5 points. Really, nobody's been able to get their foot solidly in the door. Everybody's kind of been, sliding in and out. One team's had a good run, then they turn it over, and they have their own cold stretch. As here's that 2-3 zone by Kingsway.
Kingsway's now in a 3-2.
Yeah, they switched it up really quickly there as that basket goes. And Timber Creek once again takes the lead. Atkins now with 6 points. That ball goes out on the near corner, and Nick Conklin ended up taking a crash into the pads. And we'll have a sub here as McPherson checks back in for Jacob Room.
It's interesting here for Timber Creek how they're having Ford play in the corners here on these offensive sets. Love to see him more on the inside in that Dunkers area spot like he is now.
Check that. McPherson subbed in for Atkins. They're going to get Orovets back ready. We did mention that their center, TJ Collier, is sitting on 3 fouls. He's been in the game for the entirety of the third quarter, though, as Ford goes in, no foul, Kingsway ball.
It was excellent defense right there by Collier. Just went straight up and just forced a wild shot there by Ford, and it ended up going out of bounds. Both Collier and Ford now check out of the game.
Yeah, Collier and Jerome Ford, the two big forwards that have defined the season so far of the Chargers and the Dragons, now on the bench as Conklin goes down, a foul. Referee right in front of the sideline saw it. The foul is on, it's on 13 there for Timber Creek on Sean Hammond, the sophomore. That's his second off the bench. So on the floor for Kingsway is Orovets, Conklin, Witherspoon, Marini, and Johnson. And on the floor for Timber Creek is Bolds, Room, then Blake, Hammond, and McPherson.
That was close to being an over and back.
Yeah, that was
close.
Was really, really close.
You
see Rich Bolds.
Rich Bolds wanted that call. He tossed his clipboard.
Oh, my goodness. He pulled a Dan Hurley. Minute 20 left in the third quarter as going up, fires it out. A nice fake by Conklin that almost got turned over, though, as they continue to pass coast to coast. Conklin goes in from the foul line and good. Kingsway again takes the lead as Nick Conklin gets his first points of the evening. 1 minute to play in the third quarter. Here from the South Gym at Kingsway Regional. I'm Dan Wilkins, joined by Sam Goldberg. Damian Waiters is our producer this evening. Back over in the near corner. Back to the top. The pass from Hammond to McPherson. 45 seconds now. And again, Timber Creek's going to take their time here. Timber Creek is 1 foul away from giving Kingsway a bonus, so they have all the reason to hold onto the ball for as long as they possibly can. They don't want to give Kingsway any reason to go to the foul stripe and extend this lead.
Kingsway's in a zone defense, trying to set up a man-type play. Looks like Timber Creek is trying to do here with a double screen.
Yeah, this is the chess game that comes without a shot clock here as it goes out. Near corner, 3, too strong. No rebound. Falling on it, he's able to fish it out, but it goes out on the Creek sideline as McPherson tried to get a pass out as he was laying on the ground, but instead it went right out to his head coach, Rich Bolds. And with 9 seconds left, Kingsway will have offensive possession with a 9-point lead. I'm sorry, with a 33-32 1-point lead with 9 seconds left. There we go. Nobody's had a 9-point lead in this game. That's the crazy part.
Numbers are hard. It's
yeah.
okay.
Well, we'll tell you who's had a lot of good numbers. Matteo Marini, 15 points for the Dragons. As Conklin takes it. He'll take it himself. Oh. No good.
3 seconds.
2 seconds. Can we get a third buzzer beater? No! Oh, my goodness. That was almost a highlight-worthy buzzer beater. We've already had 2 in this game, so maybe we've been a little spoiled, but Kingsway will go into the 4th with a 1-point lead. It's the Dragons 33 and the Chargers 22. As it has been for all 24 minutes, it's still anyone's game. We'll take a break and be back for the last 8 minutes of this one here from Gloucester County. Fourth quarter, ready to go. Anybody's game here from Kingsway Regional High School in Woolwich Township. I'm Dan Wilkins, joined by Sam Goldberg. The first 3 of the quarter is good. Jaden Bowles knows nothing but the 3-point arc. He's got 4 triples, 12 points. And Timber Creek, we're going to have to go back and watch this tape as we've got a foul. Thompson is down. He's going to try to get up under his own power, and he does. But we have a blocking foul, it looks like. But, yeah, I mean, listen. Well, first of all, Bowles just hit the 3, and then he picked up a foul, so kind of an iffy situation.
It's only his first, but
it's
the correct call there. I mean, he stuck out his body and didn't allow the offensive player to get around him.
Yeah, it was kind of a necessary foul. Obviously, Thompson took a hard lick, but now going in, it's going to be Conklin. 2 points for him. Back out. Low pass into the far corner. Thompson has it. Thompson had the buzzer beater, long 2 in the first quarter. Orovets, the quarterback, goes up. No good. Ford tries to rip it out. Foul. So now Timber Creek getting into foul trouble here. They're second in 50 seconds.
I wasn't a fan of that first shot by Orovets, but he made up for it by drawing a foul there. He was getting double teamed, just kind of forced up a shot there. Would have loved to see him kick it out and reset the offense there, but they get another possession.
Here comes a catch and shoot. Marini, no good.
He's fouled.
And he got fouled. The question is, was his foot on the line? Will they shoot 2 or 3? Referees are asking.
I think
they're saying
3. Oh, I thought
no. The referee on the baseline said 2, and I think that's right. I think I saw his foot on the line, just barely. Because one ref I think said 3, the other said 2, and the one on the baseline had the better look. No, they're putting up 2 fingers. This is going to be a three-point attempt. So the second shot is good. We're tied, 35-35.
Marini is 79% free throw shooter coming into this game, 31 of 39 from the line.
Marini with 15 points. He's able to really bring that one up with a 3-for-3 shooting performance from the charity stripe. Kingsway, they didn't get the basket on the floor, but they got it at the line. They were able to fight for it, and they lead this 1-1. Every time we're in Kingsway, there's always some drama. There's always something interesting. As that basket rolls in and out, Witherspoon brings it down. Really quick possession here as Witherspoon brings it, And now fishtails around the three-point line. Back to Conklin on top of the volleyball line. Fires it out to the top. Thompson has it. 3 men up top for Timber Creek. As Witherspoon to Marini. Why don't they feed the hot hand? Witherspoon got hit. Kuzmic wanted the foul. Really animated about that. Did not like the call at all. And this will be, well, the referees are going to discuss it here. So Timber Creek will have possession, 36-35.
I think that's a good no call. Witherspoon just lost it when he was going up.
Yeah, I don't think that was a foul. I think that maybe a little bit closer and he would have had it in terms of where he was on the floor. If he had that possession for a little bit longer and didn't have the ball slip out of his hands, that would have very easily been a shooting foul. This ball gets tipped up. It's turned over at midcourt. Ford has it. Turned over. McPherson dives on the ground. Jump ball. 3 Kingsway players on top of him in a sandwich as Rich Bolds wanted the timeout, and he waves them off. He couldn't get the timeout off in time.
Possession error for Kingsway.
They're going to bring him in here. Collier will check in. Orovets will check out. But as Timber Creek came oh so close to getting back-to-back baskets, it instead remains with a 36 lead. 6 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Here comes the three. No good.
Just rushed it.
No need to. No shot clock. You're not down by a lot. Make it your best play. This one goes down. Room tries to get it, tries to rip it out. Travel. And Rich Bolds, again, not too thrilled with the call there.
I definitely agree with that. He had happy feet when he was in the post.
Yeah, that looked right. Again, obviously, we're broadcasters. We're neutral observers. We are going to see the actions of the referees a little bit differently than how these coaches are because they want the competitive advantage. They're on the floor. They're going to see it a little bit differently than we will. And obviously, we're up top. We have a different angle than they do. The referees have a different angle than we do. So, you know, listen, that's how it is.
High pressure here from Timber Creek.
Yeah, really good pressure that time as Collier comes in. He goes up, foul, and one. He got struck again. T.J. Collier. I tell you, I mean, this game feels physically impossible to get separated. Timber Creek's gone up by 1, 2, or 3 points, and Kingsway has found a way to respond almost immediately every single time. And Collier, who had no points in the first half, now has 7 in quarters 3 and 4. He missed the and one, but it's going to be 38-37. Back to McPherson. He's at the top near the volleyball line. 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Moving inside. Ford up. Dominates with the right hand. Gets another basket to fall. He leads Timber Creek scoring with 16.
Late rotation there on the defense. Just too easy of a drive for Ford.
Bounce pass. Moving across the way. It's tipped and out of bounds. Kingsway ball. Let's take a look at those Timber Creek standings before we run out of time in the Tri-County Liberty. They sit 4th out of 6 right now. All 3 Black Horse Pike schools are at the bottom. Deptford is 12-2. We see them on February 3rd. We see Delsea next week versus Triton. They're 8-5. And then Cumberland, a really surprise underdog as Collier goes up and in. Timber Creek, 6 games, 6 wins, 7 losses. And Brian Kuzmic will call a timeout. We'll take a quick break. 4:35 left in quarter number 4. It's Kingsway 40, Timber Creek 39. Don't go anywhere. Oh, hold on. We got an issue here with Rich Bolds.
I think he got a warning.
I think he got a warning, and he might be getting a technical foul soon.
I didn't see a technical foul signal.
Yeah, no,
I think it's just a bench. I think it's just a bench warning.
It'll be a full timeout. I don't know what the issue was, but obviously both coaches, Kuzmic and Bolds, have had a bit of a bone to pick. We'll keep an eye on it, but now we will go to break, 40-39. Kingsway called a timeout. Let's take a look at our schedule for this week and next. On Saturday, we have a North Jersey battle. Girls and boys basketball at Warren Hills. We'd like to thank Michael Jones and the Warren Hills Athletic Department for partnering up with us. We'll see Warren Hills play Belvedere in girls basketball at 11 a.m. and South Hunterdon in boys basketball at 1 p.m. We were scheduled for boys ice hockey for our season finale with Gloucester Catholic versus the Haverford School of Pennsylvania on Monday, but that is all but likely to be canceled because of the foot of snow expected. And Rich Bold still trying to plead his case to the referee. Got a bench warning before we went to break during the timeout.
Still going at it with officials. He's working them.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he already got a warning, so we'll have to see. We've got a jump ball as Kingsway was going into the timeout. Next week, on Wednesday the 28th, we will have BCSL basketball between Holy Cross and Pennsauken. Holy Cross 10-3, and Pennsauken rebounding. They're now 6-8 after a 1-5 start. And then we go back to Warren Hills on the 29th on Thursday versus Somerville in boys basketball. We close out the week with Gloucester Catholic at Cumberland as another foul on the way up. No basket, it appears. Foul's going to be on the floor, but we have Gloucester Catholic at Cumberland on the 30th. Rich Bolds, again, not happy about it that the foul was on the floor. What do you think there?
I'm surprised. I thought that there was continuation up into the basket. There's definitely a case there that could have been an N1.
We just had like 3 fouls in the last 15 seconds. Timber Creek has now rushed their way up to 14 fouls.
That one's on Collier.
The last one was on Collier, yes, and Orovets will come in. Do you think he's going to come in at all, or do you think that they'll save him for the last stretch here?
He's going to come in probably with the last 2 minutes to play. He is frustrated on the bench.
Yeah, I mean, he's at 4 fouls as he goes to the ground. Orovets can't get it to go. Ford brings it down and in. Jerome Ford, skies above all. And Timber Creek takes the lead back. Again, it's back and forth. No team is getting ahead, and this is a fantastic game as it's back over the middle. Conklin to Johnson, 2 guards talking it over here, and this game is really going to slow down knowing these 2 teams. We've seen them earlier this season. Conklin's going to take his time, limit the number of possessions that Chargers can get. Orovets working quickly. It's back to Thompson in front of the scorer's table.
This is smart to slow this down if you're Kingsway, to slow the pace of this game down.
Yeah, I feel like I'm watching an Olympic game right now. It's up and too strong. Johnson goes down. Orovets up. No good. Rebound by Room. And it'll be Timber Creek ball. Ooh, that was close.
Oh, man, that's a close one. That's definitely one where if you're an official, you have to pause and replay that play in your mind and make a call. That could have gone either way.
Yeah, I mean, hindsight is 20/20, but that was a really, really close one there as McPherson has this one for Timber Creek. And Rich Bolds calls a timeout. It'll be a 30-second timeout. We'll stay here with 3:10 left in the fourth. This broadcast is brought to you by the Dangerous Adrenaline Wrestling Gladiators, New Jersey's premier pro wrestling organization with high-flying events and nonstop entertainment throughout the Garden State. Visit dawgprowrestling.com for more information and for future bookings. And then this weekend, we've got a very packed schedule. We've got JUCO basketball, women and men's Atlantic Cape versus RCSJ, doubleheader at 12-2 from Sewell. And then we've got 6 games on Sunday, February 1st, in the Holy Cross Showcase. We'll have St. Joe's Hamilton and Hightstown to open up the day, Egg Harbor Township versus Morristown, Lawrence versus West Tech, and then the last 3 are some of the most excited I've been for basketball this season, as it's Holy Spirit and Cherry Hill East, Lenape and Holy Cross. That's going to be the game of the day. And then Central Bucks West of PA facing off against 5-11 Woodbury. 3:10 left in the fourth quarter. Both of these teams right now 6th in their respective brackets for the South Jersey Power Points. So Timber Creek would definitely get a leg up by being a Group 3, beating a Group 4. As we mentioned, Timber Creek 6th in Group 3 for South. Kingsway 6th in Group 4. Deptford currently has the #1 seed in South Jersey Group 3. Ocean City, Delsea, Seneca, Morristown, and Timber Creek are your top 6. Timber Creek would play Winslow at home in the first round if that holds, which it most likely won't. But a lot of things can shift from now to mid-February with the cutoff date being February 12th. This one moves in.
Timber Creek is in no hurry to get this ball to the basket with a 1-point lead.
And Rich Bold spurned another timeout there. He saw the writing on the wall, and he was able to burn another one. He is now down to 2 timeouts with 2:37 left in the fourth. We'll just go over the power points again for Group 4. Kingsway, as we mentioned, is 6th. Top 4 is Lenape and Cherry Hill East. That's no surprise. And then Eastern and Howell, which is who Kingsway played in the first round last year. 5 through 8 is Atlantic City, Kingsway, Vineland, and Rancocas Valley. 9 through 12 is Southern, Central, Cherokee, and Millville. So Kingsway will play Cherokee, your alma mater, in the first round if everything holds, which honestly that would be the game that I would circle because that would be a fantastic game. And then 12 through 16 is, or excuse me, 13 through 16 is Williamstown. They're on a big winning streak. Bridgeton, Washington Township, and Toms River North. First 2 teams out are Pennsauken and GCIT. For South Jersey Group 3, we mentioned the top 6. 7 through 8 is Pinelands and Shawnee. 9 through 12 is Clearview, Cumberland, Winslow, and Toms River East. And then the final 4, Toms River South, Mainland, Cherry Hill West, and Triton. The first 2 out are Hamilton and Highland. 2:37 left in the fourth.
There we go. Collier's in the game. This is it right here.
This is the final stretch. All or nothing. 4 fouls for TJ Collier. He's got 7 points. He had none in the first half, but he has really been able to take advantage of the inside scoring attack for the Dragons. As Ford will inbound, he'll try to find somebody. He does. Goes to the top, and he's able to connect with Atkins as there's a foul.
This is smart. Timber Creek, I don't think Timber Creek wants to go to the basket. I think they're forcing Kingsway to foul and send them to the free throw line.
Kingsway has 2 team fouls. Timber Creek is at 4, so they have to play with really, conscious basketball here. Because 1 foul, whether offensive or defensive, would send Kingsway to the charity stripe. As now, what do we got here? Another foul?
Yep.
That's going to be their 3rd.
Timber Creek is not in any hurry to get this to the basket.
This is really fun. I mean, this
is
it's
literally
slow,
chess.
but this is methodical basketball, and we don't see that a lot anymore.
This is all-out mental warfare right now between 2 really good teams. And the difference in general is Kingsway has been able to finish off games. Timber Creek hasn't been able to finish off games. They've made mistakes.
That's why they're 1 game under 500 at 6-7 as Timber Creek finally gets to the basket as Atkins gives the Chargers a 3-point lead. And now this really forces Kingsway to start thinking about shooting from outside. They've got Matteo Marini, who has been a sharp 3-point shooter tonight. Sam, as you mentioned, a 47% shooter as Brian Kuzmic calls yet another timeout. He should have 2 remaining, and both of these teams will have 2 remaining as we take a break. It's a full 2:09. Grab your popcorn, grab your Pop Secret, your Orville Redenbachers, whatever may satisfy you, because we've got a classic finish to a Tri-County non-divisional game coming up, 43-40. Brian Kuzmic talking with his guys, one of the few head coaches here in South Jersey to have varsity level experience with both boys and girls teams. He coached girls basketball for St. Hubert Catholic in the Philadelphia Catholic League for 10 years, from 2005 to 2015. He was hired in 2022 by Kingsway after being an assistant at Camden Eastside, where he won 38 games as an assistant, including the 2022 Group 3 state championship. He left the Tigers to go join the Dragons and it has been extremely successful for the third-year head coach, who again replaced Aaron Crispin, who had years of success, but not as many as Brian Kuzmic has had in his time here with the Dragons. But it's methodical basketball. It is a chess match on the floor. Here's Marini. No good on the three. Collier picks up the rebound with one hand. Now Thompson moves in. It's up, foul. And he'll go to the line for two as Chase Thompson will try to get Kingsway back into this game.
Chase Thompson just 53% from the free throw line so far this season, 10 of 19. Somebody just fouled out too for Timber Creek.
That foul was against number 20, which was Jacob Room. They're showing it as only his second on the scoreboard. Orovets and Witherspoon checks in, and Marini's going out.
This is for defense here. They're playing.
Yeah, that's true. They're taking it possession by possession at this point. Because you can see Marini is the first guy on that Kingsway bench. He is right next to the scorer's table. He is ready to leap up in action whenever he's needed. He makes both. Chase Thompson with 6 points. Minute 52 to play.
Everybody wants to delay a game here.
Yeah, I mean, the clock's not running, so there really isn't much of a reason, as now Kingsway does foul. Timber Creek I should say Kingsway has the bonus because Timber Creek did foul there. So the rest of the night, Kingsway will go to the charity stripe, but Kingsway now on their fourth foul. They're one foul away from giving Timber Creek a bonus here with under 2 minutes to play. I'll tell you, this game's getting really confusing. I mean, this is smart basketball at its finest. I don't like teams that chuck up so many threes that you can't take a breath. This is a game that has taken a breath. It's a game that allows you to slow down and really see the artwork of the game in full motion. As moving around here is McPherson. He's guarded closely by Conklin, and Rich Bolds walks onto the floor to call a timeout. He has one left, and he's going to make sure that this one counts. 1:39 left to play in the fourth. We'll stay right here as we'll go over the upcoming schedules for both teams. Timber Creek has Tri-County Liberty action on Tuesday versus Highland, pending the snow. They play at 4:30. They'll be on the road at the Hank at Clearview on the 29th, and then they also play Lenape at the Jeff Coney Classic on the 31st. They then have 5 regular season games after that, but the next 2 for them after that are Delsea on February 3rd, Cumberland on the 5th. For Kingsway, their next 5, they play Lenape, as we mentioned before, on Saturday the 24th at 12 p.m. That is a standard non-conference game. Then they're also on the road at Clearview on the 27th, so both the Chargers and the Dragons will be familiar with Clearview and Lenape. And then they'll play Bishop Eustace at home on the 29th in non-conference play. They'll host another non-conference Olympic opponent in Camden Catholic, although that will also be at the Jeff Coney Classic. And then on February 1st, they will travel up to Roselle High School in North Jersey to face Brooklyn Tech of New York. So both of these teams are hanging around 8 to 9 regular season games left, and then we'll have the conference tournament. Obviously, there's no Gloucester County tournament, but there is the Tri-County tournament with 3 flights. So with a 1-point lead for Timber Creek, 43-42, this is going to be fun. We'll have to see who plays their cards right, who sets their pieces, and will we have a match here in Woolwich Township, as Jerome Ford will inbound from in front of his own bench after Rich Bolds called the timeout, and there's the foul. David Orovets came in from behind, and he took a swipe at Atkins. That puts Kingsway above the foul limit, and now both teams will have the bonus marker hanging above them for the rest of the fourth quarter.
Atkins just 71% from the free throw line. I'm sure this is not the guy that they wanted to be at the stripe.
Well, maybe that's why Orovets fouled him. He makes it, though.
The roll.
Less of a roll and more of a bounce. He got it to go, though.
You see the offensive substitutions here, but Jaden Bowles and Jerome Ford, the only 2 players that are shooting above 80% at the stripe.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of that going forward. I mean, we're going to see a lot of foul shots. We're going to see a lot of fun moments here. But it's Timber Creek and Kingsway. A fun conference matchup here on this Thursday night as he misses the second. Conklin goes up. There's a struggle. There's a no jump ball. They keep it alive. Timber Creek ball, and now a foul. The Kingsway side of this gym is irate as Timber Creek draws the foul. You saw about everybody hop out of their seats.
That's one that I don't agree with right there. I just think there was too weak of contact to be a foul there. I don't think anybody had possession of that basketball.
And what you'll see as well, think about as well that they've been pretty lenient with the whistles. Weak contact has not been rewarded as much tonight. So Oravets gets his they originally called it against Oravets. Now it's against Conklin. 45-42. And Timber Creek takes a 2-possession lead, 46-42, as 2 huge free throws there. And they get it to go. Marie and Johnson will inbound.
Gotta get it in.
They'll bring it over to the left side. Collier, he's sitting on 4 fouls. Moves in, up, fires it off the glass, and good.
Collier might have gotten away with a travel there.
Not sure, but it's 9 points for the 6'5" forward. Minute 15 in the fourth. Over on the right side. Double guarded. And Bolds gets another timeout. So he'll be down to his last now because that was his 4th timeout. We'll see if this is a 30 or a full. It is a full. This will be our last break of the game. For the next minute and 6 seconds, when we come back, we'll be on the air for the rest of the way as we've got Timber Creek 46, Kingsway 44 right after this. One minute, 6 seconds to play here in Tri-County Thursday night basketball. I'm Dan Wilkins, joined by the Robert Morris alum Sam Goldberg, as we have a thrilling basketball game. Really, it's been thrilling the whole time. No team has had a lead higher than 5 points, as it has been a slugfest all night. Really, it's been more of a war zone with how defensive and physical this game has been. 1 minute, open look. McPherson doesn't take it. Kingsway chasing him around the court, and it came out, but the foul is called against Witherspoon.
That time, that was a good call. That was the right call there. Thompson just too much arm, too much contact there. That's a good call.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that certainly fans of the home team are going to dispute is that, you know, listen, when Oravets got called for the foul earlier, or I think it was actually Conklin that got called, when he got hit, you were making the argument that there was too weak of contact because the refs really haven't rewarded weak contact tonight, but heavy contact like that has been called pretty much all of the time. He misses his first.
McPherson just a 50% free throw shooter. This is the guy that you want at the line here if you're Kingsway. He's just 7 of 14 on the season.
46-44. This place got loud, but he makes the second. As Timber Creek goes up by 3, 48 seconds. Coming in, Collier goes up, tries to get a reverse. No good, he gets a second chance. No good. Creek comes out, here comes Ford, up. Blocking foul and one. The Chargers come into Woolwich Township and bring themselves to the forefront with the biggest lead of the day, 49-44. Oh my goodness, what a moment. As with 36 seconds left, Jerome Ford, that's not the first time that we've seen Kingsway try to draw a charge and then the opposite happens to them. Did you see movement there?
Yeah, there was a little twitchy movement. That was the correct call on the blocking foul. And he's backcourt.
Oh, backcourt violation.
Yes, he did. Oh, no, I think they got the timeout first.
They got the timeout. Wow.
That was close.
Oh
my gosh! I think that was simultaneous. There was a whistle here for backcourt and a whistle on the across the court for a timeout. Oh my gosh, that was like a millisecond. Got the timeout just before the backcourt. Oh my gosh.
That was really close. And I mean, Brian Kuzmic wouldn't have wanted it any other way. I mean, they were able to get that off in time. He had a split-second reaction to get it, but. How about that? So after the foul shot, it's still a 5-point game, and Kingsway's going to probably have to shoot outside for at least one attempt or at least one basket to get it to fall.
I was going to say, do you try and go for a quick deuce here and play some defense, or do you try for a three and cut it to two? It's a big decision here in that huddle. We're fortunate to be in that huddle.
We've seen these teams once apiece this year. We saw Timber Creek in a 56-54 win over Woodbury on the first Monday of the new year, and then we saw Kingsway that same weekend in a thriller over Warren Hills. Kingsway, as we mentioned, they've won 5 straight. They have won 7 of their last 8. Their last loss was to Delsey on January the 8th, a team that they've already played. Well, actually, they're not in the same division, so they only play them once anyway. But as we transition from the first half of the season into a second half that will surely ramp up quicker than we can catch up, this is going to be fun. 30 seconds. Thompson shoots it. Too strong. Room comes down with the rebound. He's trying to hold on to it for as long as he can. No whistles yet. They're able to get it out. Open look. Wide open. And no good. No good. They're going to get another chance. And this time it's no good. 5 seconds. There's another turnover and a foul. Timber Creek just put up 2 shots, missed them both. But now the foul basically seals it with a 5-point game, 4 seconds left.
If this wasn't a 2-possession game, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
That would have been a cardinal mistake for Timber Creek. And I mean, it was, but they get a little bit of redemption back, and now the Chargers can breathe. Jason McPherson at the line. He makes his first. Timber Creek with a win will improve to 7-7. Kingsway will have their 5-game winning streak snapped, barring a miracle. And it's no good. Kingsway's out of timeouts. They're just going to let it fly from the volleyball line, and it's no good. Timber Creek, how do you do? What a finish. As the Chargers take a 50-44 win over the Kingsway Dragons. I'm telling you, whenever we step into this gym and Woolwich Township, something dramatic always happens. We had the playoff game last year with Howell that was a 1-point game. Nick Conklin's heroics just a few weeks ago. And tonight, Timber Creek comes into Kingsway's Regional High School South gym and puts up a stellar performance, 50-44. Despite the antics at the end and despite Rich Bold's dissatisfaction with the officiating crew, Timber Creek survives, and they snap Kingsway's winning streak of 5 games as they fall to 10-5 on the season. Sam, my player of the game has to be Jerome Ford. He was dominant inside, 18 points. He really is one of the top forwards in South Jersey this year, and he put up a fantastic performance. I mean, Bold's put up 13, but Ford's going to the line a lot really helped Timber Creek get themselves ahead. And the way that it works, is that if he doesn't make those foul shots, this game is a lot closer and not a 6-point game.
Absolutely. Jerome Forty was aggressive in the ball game today. Really, as you said, got to the free throw line, but also down the stretch made some really good plays defensively. You know, picking up a guy at the perimeter, even though he's used to being down at the basket, moving side to side. I mean, that is about as good of play as you can get from your star player, and Jerome Ford doing it all. There's a reason why he's one of the team leaders on this Timber Creek team. He showed it here tonight. Not on both ends of the floor, defensively, offensively. It's a good pick for player of the game.
Well, and Jerome Ford is going to lead this Timber Creek team to a tough schedule ahead. They do play Highland on Tuesday, but I'm talking about after that. Their next 4 out of their 5 games are going to be tough, and even Haddonfield, I would say their next 6 games. Clearview, Lenape, Delsey, Cumberland, and Haddonfield. That's a non-conference event. Haddonfield's 11-3, the best team in the Colonial Conference year over year. This is going to be a tough road for Timber Creek, and the best way to get it started is with a win like that. It was physical, it was demanding, it was, kind of exasperating for Timber Creek, but they were able to get it nonetheless, and they're able to pick up their 7th win of the year to claw back to 500. But they really haven't had any kind of win streaks this year. They've only had one stretch where they've won any games consecutively, and that was back in late December over Highland and Gloucester. So they, ever since then, have either won, lost, and then they're coming off of a 2-game losing streak versus Atlantic City and Deptford. So there's a lot to like about this Timber Creek team. And don't get me wrong, Kingsway is still great. They went 23-6 last year, and this year with their talent, even despite the seniors that they lost, their culture is there. They have a very tough and disciplined ball club, and they have been exceeding expectations despite the limitations on their roster. So really, I expect this to be a learning point for Kingsway, and I expect them to play even harder when they visit Lenape in 48 hours' time.
Exactly, and as you said, at Timber Creek, they haven't had a good run stretch here, but getting the 6-point victory today, that's the total points that they lost in their last 2 games combined. They weren't able to close out the game in Atlantic City. They weren't able to close out the game against Deptford, but here today, they played better down the stretch. They ticked precious seconds off the clock that Kingsway needed, and they did their job at the end of the game to close out this one. It was a masterful job here by Rich Bolds and company to get the job done here on the road in a tough place to play.
Great analysis, Sam. This is going to be all for us tonight on DWB. We are off tomorrow. We were originally going to go to Cumberland, but they have a sold-out crowd. No room at the inn for Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Our next live stream will be a doubleheader on Saturday the 24th between Belvedere and Warren Hills at 11 in girls play, and then South Hunterdon versus Warren Hills in the boys' nightcap doubleheader at 1 p.m. From our entire crew, our social media coordinator, Haley Mejia, our graphics crew, Gavin Van Rel, Caleb Lane, Carson Rosso, and Fisher Giannotti. My producer, Damian Waiters. My color commentator, Sam Goldberg of Robert Morris University. I'm Dan Wilkins. We'll see you on Saturday from way up north. The final score, Timber Creek 50, Kingsway 44. Have a good one, folks.